I'd like to thank our reader, Trina Smith, and our music group, as well as Gary Lynn Floyd, for our opening song. Today I want to talk to you about living together in love. And I plan to share with you some of the thoughts of great leaders like Charles Fillmore and Ernest Holmes and the Dalai Lama, and of A Course in Miracles and what they have to say about the power of love. These insights on love offer us a profound way to explore the transformative power of love in our lives so that we can truly live together in love. As I said in the opening, one of the most beautiful and profound aspects of human existence is being together in love. Love being the glue that binds our hearts and souls. And let me just say that togetherness in love is not just about romantic relationships. It encompasses all forms of love. Love for our families, for our friends, and even the love that we extend to strangers. Love is that universal language that unites all of us. And of course, I have a question for the week. What is the one choice that you can make today to see love as a uniting force, to know that love connects you with the divine, and to embrace love as your natural state? One more time. What is the one choice you can make today to see love as the uniting force, to know love connects you with the divine, and to embrace love as your natural state? In our philosophy and in most religions of the world, love is at the core of our spiritual existence. Granted, it's expressed differently in all the different religions, and yet almost all of them have some form of love thy neighbor as thyself. Charles Fillmore stated, "Love is the one enduring and creative power in the universe." This profound truth reminds us that love is not merely an emotion. It's a fundamental force, and it shapes our reality. Indeed, love has the power to heal and to transform. Can you imagine a world in which we each chose to harness that divine love within us to create a life that was filled with harmony and love and joy and peace and power? That world where we had spiritual fulfillment, not only for ourselves but for others, would truly be a beloved community. A world where everyone knew their own divinity and could discover who they were without judgment. That's a world I'd love to live in. How about you? The great Martin Luther King once said, "I've decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear." These words emphasize that love can bring about positive change in the world. When we choose love over hatred or disconnection, when we choose to be together in love, we become agents of transformation. I want to tell you about two brothers who grew up loving each other. They were so fond of each other that as they grew up, they bought farms right next to each other. And for years, they shared equipment and seeds and labor, almost everything. Then one day, they had a conflict over the use of water. Now, there was plenty of water to go around, but as things happened, bitter words were spoken. They had never had a fight until now, and so they exploded with estrangement, and silence took over. So one morning there was a knock on the one brother's door, and it was a carpenter who said, "I'm looking for work. Perhaps you have something I could help you with for a few days." "Well, as a matter of fact, I do," said the brother. Do you see that farm over there on the other side of the stream? Last week, my neighbor, who happens to be my younger brother, took a bulldozer and punched a hole in the levee, diverting some of the water over to his property, and now there's a creek between us. He may have done this just to spite me, but I'll do him one better. See that pile of lumber over there? I want you to build an 8-foot fence so that I don't have to see him or his property ever again. The carpenter said, I see the problem. I'll get started right away. And so for 2 days, the carpenter hammered and nailed, he sawed the wood, and he nailed the wood planks together. Finally, he was done, and he went to the brother to show him his completed job. As they walked out close to the river, the farmer was aghast. He was speechless for a moment, because there, instead of a fence, was a beautiful bridge that spanned the river. The craftsmanship was exquisite. Handrails and everything. And to the farmer's surprise, his younger brother was coming across the bridge with his arms wide open. "What a wonderful brother you are," said the younger one. "After all of those harsh words that we spoke to each other, you built the bridge so that we could get reconnected." They embraced each other, all was forgotten. And when they turned to the carpenter to thank him, he was gathering up his tools and walking away. "Wait," they both said. "We have other work you could do." "Thanks, but I must be moving on. I have other bridges to build," said the carpenter. I love that story because it's so much about togetherness and love. When we recognize that love is our true nature, we begin to see that we are all interconnected. And like the carpenter that built a bridge instead of a fence, our actions become guided by love. Love is that unifying force that connects us to the source of all creation. Ernest Holmes put it this way: love is an inner acceptance of people as they are, without any judgment. Holmes is encouraging us to embrace a love that transcends judgment and separation. He believed that love has the power to heal and to transform our lives. He teaches that as we open our hearts to love, as we align ourselves with that infinite intelligence of the universe, that love can manifest our deepest desires, and it creates a world of abundance and peace and joy. And the Dalai Lama, who is a symbol of compassion and love, said, "Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive." His words are a reminder that our togetherness in love is not just a choice. It's a fundamental requirement for our collective well-being. Love from a place of compassion and non-judgment knows no boundaries. It transcends race and religion and gender and social constructs. When we love someone just as they are, we connect on a soul level. And it's that connection that reminds us of our shared humanity. We all know that we come into this world as part of a family. It might be our family of origin, it could be an adopted family, or an extended family that chose to care for us when we needed to have our needs met. Within our families, love is a cornerstone that holds everything together. Mother Teresa beautifully expressed this truth this way: love begins at home, and it's not how much we do, but how much love we put into that action. You know, it's typically our families that form the foundation of our character and our abilities to love others. Sometimes, like in my family, it was because we were so loved deeply. And other times, it's because we were not truly loved at home and we yearned for that and we found a way to find it. And when we discover those intimate relationships, being together in love, it's a source of profound joy and strength. The great philosopher Lao Tzu once said this: being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. Love within a partnership grants us the courage to face life's challenges and the strength to weather any storm. And believe it or not, love is our natural state. A Course in Miracles offers profound insights on love, forgiveness, and the nature of reality. One of its central teachings is that love is our natural state, and it asserts the opposite of love is not hate, it's fear. This statement reminds us that if we can let go of fear, we naturally return to a state of love. The Course also emphasizes the importance of forgiveness in our journey towards love. It teaches us that forgiveness is a powerful tool for releasing the past and opening our hearts to love. When we forgive ourselves and others, we remove those barriers that block the flow of love in our lives. I'd like you to take a moment right now and just think of someone or something that triggered you in the last few days. One way to remove that barrier or that angst is just to say, let forgiveness set me free, or let forgiveness set us free. Just try it right now with whatever you came up and were thinking about. Let forgiveness set us free, or let forgiveness set me free. And another way to practice forgiveness is the Hawaiian ritual of Ho'oponopono. And it roughly translates as to make things right, or to move things back into balance. The practice teaches us the importance of love and forgiveness through a process that allows the participant to rid themselves of burdens and therefore heal. It's actually 4 simple statements. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So let me expand on those. I'm sorry for any attack thoughts, for any beliefs that I've held against you, for any way in which I've judged you. Please forgive me for whatever part I had in creating separation. Thank you for being a reflection and showing me what I need to work on. I love you. Love is who you are. Love is who I am. Love is all there is. I invite you to practice this with me right now. Bring to mind someone or an organization, or perhaps even yourself, that perhaps you've been blaming lately. And then say out loud, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Hopefully we can now feel a little bit more freedom and release from that angst and return to love. And if you're not there yet, practice this a few more times. It does work. Forgiveness does remove the barriers, and it builds the bridges that unite us together in love. And so in summary, how might you experience togetherness in love? Remember, love is a uniting and healing force. Like Martin Luther King, stick with love. Hate is a great burden to bear. Build bridges with your brothers rather than barriers. Love connects us with the divine. Accept everyone as they are without judgment. And remember that togetherness is a requirement for our well-being. Love is our natural state. We come into the world wanting to love and be loved. Forgiveness sets us free and enhances our ability to love. So practice Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So here's your affirmation for the week. How is it I so willingly, lovingly, and effortlessly make the choice today to see love as a uniting force, to know love connects me with the divine, and to embrace love as my natural state? So make a conscious choice this week to be loving in all situations. And if something comes up, practice one of the forgiveness ways of turning that into love. Check in a couple times a day and just notice, are you embracing everyone without judgment? If not, ask yourself how you might be more loving. Let's end with prayer. We take a deep, nourishing breath. We settle into that place where we know the essence of love, where we know that natural state of our being, where there's love and joy and peace and ease and grace, all that we know the divine to be, and all that lives right within us. And what I know to be the truth is that each of us this week is remembering that in loving one another and in loving ourselves, that we can heal the world, that there is a way for each of us to become more loving and allow that love to flow over the mountains and into the sea, and come back to us multiplied abundantly. So I am so grateful that you decided to spend some time with us, and I'm grateful to know that God without us, a God within each of us, just waiting for all of that love and joy and peace to be released. And it's from that knowing that with great gratitude, I release my words into the law of mind, spirit, and action, because I know the divine says yes. When we ask, it is indeed given. So there is no need for us to effort, no need for us to question. If it is done, it already is done. The seed was planted. So knowing that, I say amen, and let's affirm it together. And so it is. And I would invite you to please this week take some time to just notice yourself. And if there's anything about yourself that you might want to forgive. And by the way, if this service has touched your heart in some way, we are available for donations, and I'm very appreciative of all the money that comes in so that we can continue to be a community and continue to bring you these services. This month is all about togetherness, and I think you're going to enjoy it. Thank you for all your donations. Enjoy our offertory song.